All right, so as stated yesterday, when I was working on how to master Google Ads, I thought, hey, place to start or to continue is this $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. There's a chapter on paid advertising. Let's see where we're at here. Get understanding, get leads, get lead getters. Okay, so this is affiliates, referrals, employees. Okay. Get understanding. Leads aren't enough. Engage your leads. Offer and lead magnets. Warm outreach, post free content, part 1, 2, cold outreach, run paid ads, part 1, making an ad, run paid ads, part 2, making money stuff. All right. All right, that looks good. Running paid ads, part 1, part 2. Starts on page 129. Run paid ads, part 1, making an ad. How far does this go? Oh, here we go. Landing pages. Wow, this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. All right. Let's do it. Where I'll start here. How paid, okay, so there's an intro section, how paid ads work, action steps, step 2. Where's the step 1? I don't see step 1. Step 2, but how do I get the right people to see me, target them? Action step. Step 3. Where is step 1? How paid ads work. All right. Step 3, but what should my ads say? Call out value, call to action. Call out value, call to action. Yeah, classic. Okay, there's in each one of those. Get them interested. Call to action, right? And this is how you get them interested. Value equation. What, who, when framework. More or less. All right. Who, when. Tell them what to do next. Call to action. How do I get their info? Get permission to contact them. Landing pages. Run paid ads, part 1, conclusion. Part 2, but how much do I spend on paid ads? 3 phases of scaling paid ads. All right. So this is scaling. Okay, personal lessons from paid ads, your turn. And there's a paid ads part 2 conclusion. Okay, then there's bonus training, paid ads, fast track. Okay. So here's what I'll do. I'll start with paid ads part 1. I'll go up to the intro, finish this intro section, and be up until how paid ads work. Okay? And then I'll recall it. I'll be back in a sec. All right, so I've read that first intro section to the running paid ads part 1. I've listened to a lot of Hormozi stuff and consumed a lot of his content, so I know a little bit of the backstory here. So he's just kind of telling a story of when he first launched his first Facebook ads. He was working with a gym mentor who was gracious enough to help hire him for like minimum wage to kind of mentor him. And Hormozi wanted to run ads. He's like, no, they don't work. Facebook ads don't work. He's like, give me one shot. The owner gave him $1,000. He ran just literally a text campaign, a text ad, no images, no videos, and they ended up making $5,700. Sold 19 people for $299 for this 6-week gym, fitness 6-week transformation challenge essentially. And he said that basically that became the biggest trend in gym advertising for the next 7 years and drove over 1.5 billion in revenue. He taught it to like 4,500 gyms, he said, and he expects that 10,000 plus used it without licensing it. And I was like, I'm still confused if this guy literally ran the first ad he ever ran and that became the trend, or if he copied the trend from someone else. Like, I'd be absolutely just shocked if he happened to just accidentally come across like an insanely good ad the first try, and they did test and like 6 week was the best, better than 7 week, better than 5 week, better than 49 day, better than all these different versions. Like, that was the best just out of mere chance. I don't know. But yeah, he was just illustrating him running his first ad, him having like no skills, but it's still working pretty well. So the next section is how paid ads work, and so that's what I'm going to jump into now. All right, so I just read about half of this how paid ads work section. Yep, just about half, and okay, there is a lot in that, to be honest. I know Hormozi's always talking about just like, 2x audible speed, grind through it, find the nugget you need and move on, but like, there's a lot into this. I mean, this guy is very good at business. He's had a lot of experience, and when he's writing, he's just putting down his experience. And so there's a lot of things that I can learn from this. And I just had some paradigm shifts here with paid ads, and it's like the paradigm shift I had was it's about paid ads are all about efficiency. The reach, like I already knew the reach was guaranteed, right? Because you're paying money to get some amount of reach versus organic free content. You're not guaranteed reach. You're trying to get more reach. That's not true for paid ads. Paid ads are guaranteed to get reach because you're paying for reach. The thing is efficiency. And so in organic content, you're probably wanting to make more content with more reach. That's going to help a lot. But also that attracts your ideal customer. But on paid ads, it's different. Since your reach is guaranteed, you want to repel everyone that's not your ideal customer. And why do you want to repel everyone that's not your ideal customer? Well, it's because these platforms will only show, the platforms are trying to show the content, the paid ads, to the people that are going to be most likely to respond and most likely to engage. So if you repel everyone else, they leave. And then the algorithm learns, or we're going to stop showing to this paid ad to these people as much. So that's interesting. I never have thought about repelling everyone else except for your ideal avatar for paid advertising. That's interesting. So we kind of defined what paid advertising is. It's kind of like it's one-to-many outreach, and it's cold traffic. So they have less trust. And then, you kind of went into that efficiency versus reach. It's a more, paid ads are all about efficiency, not about reach. Okay, and then finally, he kind of gave this 3-step outline of like abstractly how he does the paid ads. And it's basically like, first you find a platform that your ideal customer or your ideal avatar is on. Now I'm understanding why ideal avatar is so important. It's so important for business because it can make advertising so much more efficient. So much more efficient. So much more efficient, yeah. Paid ads, and paid ads are all about efficiency. So if you have clearly identified your ideal avatar, you're probably the most set up for success. If you have no ideal avatar at all, you're probably going to lose in paid ads. You're like, regardless of your offer, I think ideal avatar might be more, like, identifying your ideal avatar may be more important than your offer. For marketing, at least. And marketing is everything for scaling a big business or a quickly growing business. Interesting. But yeah, he says he finds the platform that has his ideal avatar on it. Secondly, what does he do? Finds the platform, and then he basically, yeah, finds the platform that has his ideal avatar on it. Then basically 2 is just advertises however that platform allows. And then 3, he crafts an ad in a way that repels all other people besides the ideal avatar. So that's interesting. And then there's also a kind of a concept of like, it's not if paid ads work or if you can make paid ads work, it's how well you can make paid ads work. Because if you showed your ad to everyone, theoretically, like, some people are going to buy, even by accident. So if you show enough people something, they'll buy, even if by accident. So it's not if you can make them work, it's how well you can make them work. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to jump back in. I don't know how much more time I have, probably a couple minutes, so I'll just read about another paragraph and then I'll wrap it up for today. All right, wrapping up for today, there was one more paragraph. And that paragraph was basically about scaling paid ads. And he says you basically want to start with he used an analogy of bodies of water. So he's like, you want to start with a pond because it's most efficient. You can most directly target your ideal avatar. Then you want to move to a lake, from puddle to lake to whatever, ocean. And basically, as you scale ads, they become less efficient percentile wise. So you might start with like making, 10 ROAS. Okay. So you're starting with like 10 ROAS, 10 return on ad spend. To every dollar you spend, you're making $10. So you're getting a $9 profit. But then as you 10x the amount of money you're spending, it actually goes down to like a 2/3. So it goes down to maybe like a 6 ROAS, but you're making way more money. So the goal is, at least what Hormozy said, is like, you want to make your advertising pool, you want to scale to making your advertised pool as big as possible while still being profitable, and that will lead to basically the most profit. All right, that's it for today. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.